Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Now, in my last video, I spoke about 7 things that every new leader should do. In this video, we'll be looking at the flip side of that. Here are 7 things that every new leader should not do. No. 1. Micromanaging. Now, the biggest mistake that most new leaders make is micromanaging. You know, when you become a new leader, you have reports now working under you. For the first time, probably, if you're a first-time manager, you feel like you need to check up on them all the time. You need to be constantly monitoring what they're doing. But that's not how you run a team. If you want to build trust, you want to get the best out of your reports, then you need to give them space. And if you can resist the urge to micromanage, it will pay dividends. Give people the space to make their own decisions. Trust them to do the job that you've given them. Don't breathe down their necks. That's the fastest way to demotivate a team. No. 2. Not being decisive. The opposite of micromanaging is not being decisive at all. And many new leaders fall into this trap. They're afraid to make decisions because they don't want to make the wrong decision. They don't want to upset anybody, or they think that they need to have all the information before they can make a decision. But here's the thing, you never will have all the information that you need. There will always be more data points that you can collect, more information that you can go and find. At some point, you just have to go with your gut. Make a decision, own that decision, but don't be paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong decision. When you're indecisive, it sends a message to your team that you're not confident. It also wastes time because everybody is waiting for you to make a decision so that they can move forward. Be decisive. Trust yourself. Make decisions. Don't be afraid of being wrong sometimes. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. Own up to those mistakes, learn from them, but don't let the fear of making mistakes stop you from making decisions. No. 3. Trying to be everybody's friend. A lot of us, especially in our 20s, I'm guilty of this, we go to work and we just try to be everybody's friend. We try to socialize with everybody. We take people out for lunches and dinners and drinks after work just so that we can be cool with them. But here's the thing, when you're a leader, you can't be everybody's friend. If you want to maintain your credibility, you need to set boundaries. You need to be firm. You need to put your foot down sometimes. And if you're always trying to be everybody's friend, you can't do that. So focus on building relationships with your reports, yes, but don't go out of your way to try to be everybody's friend. Spend time with people one-on-one, ask them about their lives, get to know them, but don't go out of your way to try to socialize with everybody all the time. Number 4. Not communicating. A big mistake that I see new leaders make is that they don't communicate enough. They don't share information. They don't tell people what's going on. And that leads to a lack of trust, confusion, and rumors. So communicate more. Over-communicate. If you think you're communicating too much, you're probably not. Share information freely. Ask people for feedback. Keep people in the loop. If there are changes happening, tell people why those changes are happening. Don't be afraid to over-communicate. I've had managers in the past who didn't tell me anything. I had no idea what was going on. And that led to me being confused, frustrated, and eventually leaving the company. So don't be that manager. Communicate more. Be more transparent. And if you don't know something, say that you don't know it, but you'll find out and get back to them. It is better to tell people that you don't know something and that you are working on finding out than to keep them in the dark. No. 5 is playing politics. When you're a leader, politics is the last thing that you should be playing. Yet I've seen so many people who are great at playing office politics, managing up, kissing ass, backstabbing, gossiping, all of that sort of stuff. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't manage up. Of course, you should be communicating with your boss. Of course, you should be telling them what's going on, asking them for advice, getting feedback from them. But there's a fine line between that and playing politics. And I've seen too many people cross that line. So be aware of office politics. Don't play games. Be authentic. Be real. Don't try to climb the corporate ladder by stepping on others. That's not sustainable. And eventually people will see through it, and you won't have anybody left to support you. No. 6. Hiding behind your title. I had this boss once who was AVP, and he would come into the office and he would walk around with his chest puffed out. He would talk down to people. He would act like he was better than everyone else. And I remember thinking to myself, he doesn't even deserve that title. He's not acting like a leader. He's acting like a manager. He's acting like he's better than everyone else. And that's not what a leader is. A leader serves their team. A leader is there to help their team members grow. A leader is there to empower their team members, not to lord over them and to use their title to intimidate people. So don't hide behind your title. Live into it. Act like the leader that you are. Serve your team. Help them grow. Empower them and don't act like you're better than everybody else. And finally, no. 7. Not investing in yourself. I remember when I got promoted to director, I was so excited. Finally, I thought I had arrived. But you know what? That excitement wore off pretty quickly because I realized that I was still the same person that I was before the promotion. I hadn't changed at all. But now I had more responsibilities. I had a bigger team. I had more projects. I had more stakeholders. And I realized that I needed to invest in myself. I needed to learn new skills. I needed to read more books. I needed to talk to other leaders. I needed to get a mentor. And I did all those things and it helped me grow so much. I became a better leader. My team performed better. We achieved more. We hit our goals. I got promoted again. And I could not have done any of that if I hadn't invested in myself. So if you want to be a good leader, invest in yourself. Read books on leadership. Talk to other leaders. Get a coach or a mentor. Go to conferences. Learn new skills. Become the best version of yourself so that you can lead your team to success. So there you have it, 7 things that every new leader should not do. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video and if you found it helpful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.